this shell down here at the bottom and see the different features of Bedrock. So first up, we have the actual foundation models, and you can see there are 6 providers here. We have Jurassic 2 from, I think this is AL21. We have Command from Cohere. We have Titan. We also have Claude and a couple other. And what is kind of interesting is that we can actually dive into playing with this by going right into chat, text, image. And there also are some new things here, like a course, there's a hands-on lab. So I think these would be pretty cool to play around with at one point. But before we do that, let's just go through the rest of the interface. We also have examples here, which is also pretty nice. So you can see that there's a bunch of different things that you can play around with. And then we have providers as well. So we have, again, the model providers here. Now, in terms of the foundation models, the base models that I've got access to include the latest version of Claude. There's 2.1. And so we see what's interesting about 2.1 is it has even longer context window, which is actually a pretty big advantage. And also it looks like, better hallucination rates and RAG context. So this one would be kind of a fun one to play around with first. So if I go ahead and I say open in Playground here, we can see this is the interface that I can use to, play around with stuff. Now, what's also kind of interesting is that we could also do some, I believe, custom model metrics as well. If I go to model evaluation here and we open this up, it says that you can evaluate a single model using recommended metrics, provides results based on parameters you specify. And so if we did an automatic evaluation, let's just call this hello world. Let's see what this does. And we can say testing out automatic evaluation. There we go. And then we can pick a model. So I have no idea what this does, but let's try it out. We see, I don't see the Claude here though. Oh, no, Anthropic. There we go. Anthropic. And let's pick, it's interesting that it won't let me evaluate 2.1, but let's do 2. And then we're going to say general text generation. Sure, let's try that. I see toxicity. Interesting. Oh, wow. So you can use your own built-in data set. Available built-in data set. Accuracy. Wow, this is very interesting. And then this is where the results are stored. Yeah, very interesting. So I guess I would have to create a bucket that does that real quick. So let's go ahead and try that. Let's say, I don't know. Let's see if I can get like a temp bucket of some kind. How about this? This looks like a good temporary bucket. Let's just say S3 bucket temp. So if I pick that, it doesn't let me select that, which is, I'm not sure why it won't let me select that. This is the bucket. Choose or create. I guess I could open up S3. If I go to console and we could type in S3 here, and we could maybe just make a new bucket. Let's do that. Let's just say create bucket, and we can just say Bedrock test evaluation, and we'll just say 1204. And let's try that. And we can close this for now, create bucket. And then if I do that, I should be able to get the properties here, which is, I always forget how to do this, to get the exact URL for the bucket. There's typically, well, I guess if I copy the ARN, is that the easiest way to do it? So then if I paste it in there, what do we got? No, that's not, well, it's going to be S3. Let's just do that. It's going to be this S3. Right, is that correct? Let's take it out. Yeah, S3 :/ Okay, that looks good. Okay, let's try that. Hello world. Hello world. Okay, we'll try this. And then includes a key in addition. It ends with, so is that? Yeah, why does that not let me select it? That's weird. But create a new role. Oh, I see. Well, we'll just try that. It says invalid. In addition to the bucket ends with, oh, input bucket. Why am I screwing that up? Well, not sure why that doesn't work. I might be doing something really simple, but that's something I'll definitely try to play around with in the future. That looks very interesting. But I think maybe the other thing I'll play with is the new. Let's move on to this knowledge base. So create a knowledge base. So to create a knowledge base, specify location of your data, and configure a vector store. Man, there's just so many features here. It's crazy. So if we said create knowledge base, we go ahead and do this. Looks good. And for the location, I guess now let's see if the location works, which is evaluate. Let's pick that one. There we go. Is it, so if I say copy ARN, wouldn't it be this one? It's these S3 bucket ARNs that are the the bane of my existence here. Oh, okay, that worked. Oh, wow. So this is pretty cool. So let Amazon create a vector store on your behalf. You'll be billed from the vector store provider. We will create Amazon Open Search serverless vector store. Wow. Or you could pick one like serverless, Pinecone, Redis. Let's pick the recommended. And there we go. Now I've created a knowledge base. No. Oh, I see. Because I'm in my demo account, it won't let me create it with this role. So, I mean, there's some still some gotchas here that I'll have to go through. But if we go, what else do we have here? We see model evaluation. Again, that's the last thing that I tried. So, I mean, there's some interesting new features here. Maybe what I'll leave with though is let's just go to the base models. Let's pick 2.1 since I haven't played with 2.1 yet inside of this chat playground. Let's go ahead and try it out and say, what are new features of your model? I don't know if it's able to tell me. So it doesn't know that. So I guess that's one of the things it's not able to do. Well, we could say I am researching AI ethics, and I wanted to know about whether it is ethical to train models on pirated data sets or on data sets that do not have the permission of authors like graphic artists, etc. Let's see what they say. Pretty sure I know what they're going to say. Using data sets without appropriate permissions violates these laws. That said, there are some concerns, lack of diversity. Most experts argue that researchers and practitioners should do ethical data collection process, licensing for private data sets. These are open questions around using pirated data sets. So in summary, yeah, it looks like at least according to Claude here, which I think is very interesting, is that they have built in, and I think this is slightly different than 2.0 in that they're basically saying that it's trying to account for the fact that this is a complex issue and that using data sets without appropriate permissions is violating these rights. So I think this is actually interesting. It would be interesting to know what AI ethics are actually applied for each of the versions of Claude here. This definitely seems to be a fairly nuanced answer, and I would be curious as we get to more and more models, what happens, like with Claude 2.2, etc. So I think this is a good playground to play around with Bedrock. I would say probably the action items, if I do this demo next week, would be that I think I'm going to need to figure out how to actually try some of these other ones, like the knowledge base, the agents, I guess, is another one. Create an agent by selecting the model and then test out the agent. This also looks pretty cool as well. Let me try one more thing. Let's see if this works. Test agent. Let's try this one. Okay. Does that work? Claude. Oh, coming soon. Okay. What is the agent? Your task is to proofread a syllabus for a graduate course. How about that? Wow. So provide Lambda functions which represent the business logic. Interesting. I mean, there's so much stuff in here that I think I'm going to have to do a deep dive this week to even do a live demo next week. So I have some action items here. There's a lot of new features. I don't understand them all. And this is probably a good place to stop. All right. Thanks for paying attention this week.